What's happening, guys? Welcome back to episode 23, picking up from Midra's Mance. Now that we have wrapped up with the Mance, we'll be heading into the boss fight with Midra. So before we go over our guide for this fight, a few recommendations here. Because he's going to be building up so much madness, Age 1's Exaltation is going to still boost our damage, even though, we're not doing a madness build. Just the madness being in the vicinity will give us an attack boost. Aside from that, Clarifying Horn Charm +2 to keep that madness build up down. This fight doesn't have to be difficult. What happens is, as you block, you can't block statuses, so you end up getting proc from Madness, locked down, he one-shots you, and that's where most of your deaths will come from. I will go over his moveset, and it can still give you a lot of trouble, but I'd say that's one of the bigger things here, right? Just trying to keep that resistance down. We also do have Clarifying Boluses, so we'll go ahead and put those on. Now, as far as our flask, I do not think I have this set up. I always go with Stone Barb, always, 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 and Deflect Hard Tier works really well for DLC bosses, so typically I have that on. Thorny Crack tier was nice for the Furnace Golems, but now that we're past that, I think Deflect Hard tier and Stone Barb is your best bet. Deflect Hard tier, if you remember, if you just hit parry it like the last second using your shield, it costs almost no stamina because that protects you from the stamina damage. But aside from that, boost guard counters. That means posture damage and regular damage. However, it sacks 3 times. So you want to try to get 3 guards and then hit your guard counter to get the most from that. Now, he's always going to start the fight the same way. This is the Lord of Frenzy Flame for Shadow Realm. So, Flame of Frenzy is going to come twice at the start of the fight. If you keep your distance, this can come more. So we just want to dodge through this, then get in there. He has 3 combos and a few things to look out for in phase 1. So he has a 3-hit combo. And he's always kind of like spinning in circles, right? So he's like spins around, swipe, then swipe, swipe. So you're going to block on the 3rd, guard counter. Then if he does 2 spins while he's in the air, this is a 5-hit combo. After the 5th, make sure you guard counter. Then he has attack where he'll thrust, then he'll thrust again, and a bunch of barbs come out of his greatsword with a burst of holy. So obviously after that will be your guard counter. And he can try to smack you here and there. It's rare, it's not really a big deal. He has an ability where he'll stab his sword into the floor, and then he'll push on it, and a bunch of barbs will pop up. You can't jump this, you'll get caught, so just try to run backwards from that. And that's really all that's going on here, guys. There's just a lot of it. He can also zoom across the whole arena, and if he keeps spinning around doing that crazy combo, you can tuck to the right of him and just walk around and you won't take no damage, but we do want those guard counters. Now when phase 2 starts, he's going to go up similar to Mesmer's orb, where he jumps way up into the air with a big glowy orb, shoots at you, and does a big explosion. So just run away from this. Run away as far as you can, you'll be fine. Then he's going to do like advanced Flame of Frenzy. He'll have this crazy laser beam that comes out of his eyes. It lasts a while, going to break your shield, one-shots you. And then we have like Madness Arcs, he'll shoot off his weapon. Now I didn't mention this part. This is like his NPC form. Just go in and put him down. He does a screech that will build up madness. If you see him start doing this, get back. Yep. My character is locked in attack animation. And then on top of that, he also is going to have a grab attack where he lunges at you. He'll hold you down, like scratch your face off. It does a lot of damage. Just watch out for it. The Midra is very much the NPC cutscene you saw in the trailer with the guy with the great rune sticking all through him. If you guys want to take it in your own time, go for it. We have a lot to do this episode, so. Now the second one seems to come a little bit quicker. Yeah, I was too close. Got to manage that distance. 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3. Guard counter, right? So that's the 5-hit. 1, 2, 3. That's a 3-hit. And that's how you want to play it. Now, like I said, when we're sitting here and we're using our shield, it's fine for the physical, but you gotta remember that the status effect is still gonna go off, right? There's nothing we can do about that. Ooh, timed that really poorly. It could take us a few fights. Midra's not, dude's not a pushover, like, at all. Oops, got greedy. I just told you guys not to do it too soon, and what'd I do? Alright, so here's phase 2 already, but she's going in this a little bit early. There's the move I was warning you about. Give it a second, let it die down. All that fire in the ground is mainly aesthetic, unless you come to them. Oh shit. Not good. Yeah, he'll summon another orb, a big one like that. It does a huge explosion. We just want to try to run away from it. There's the laser beam. That's a one-shot too. A lot of one-shots in this fight. instead of getting on him, I'm gonna heal, I'm gonna back up. Get that madness really, really getting on his character. Run to the side or dodge through it, guys. Go right into it. Bitch. Yep. And that's the other thing, man. He's so good at creating distance after he gets into that bullshit. Like, you're trying to go for a guard counter, he's creating distance. So, you know, you just can't get it off. I'm like, dude, you fucking owe me one by now, brother. Alright, so we got that blood loss off. That's why we got so much damage there. 1, 2, 3. Just die. Thank you. So, you know, first try, it's not always going to be the smoothest, but it's just dodging, guard counter, watching those windows. If you're worried about the big combo, stick to your right, circle them, you won't take any damage. And, you know, that's just how you play it. You're going to take damage from the status effects. That's why our loadout was so important, boosting our resistances, being able to cleanse the madness. You know, things of this nature are very, very important. Now, we've taken him out. What I'm going to go do is duplicate this boss remembrance. It's just one that really stands out, in my opinion. I mean, honestly, it's easily one of the best ones in the DLC, you know, in the entirety. I mean, if you're doing a faith build, you're doing strength faith, especially, super good. So we have 3 boss remembrance mausoleum like duplications in the DLC, but the reason I went to this one is we forgot to pick you guys up a spell while we're here. After you do this quest line, I forgot to mention, completely overlooked at my notes because there's so much notes for that episode, but what you would do is you'd go out to the graveyard, and then that spell the Ymir was using, where he sorry guys, I was drinking my drink while I was trying to talk to you. But that spell where all the fingers like circled you and they did good damage, cherishing fingers, that's right there. So that's why we decided to go ahead and use this remembrance. And if you guys are struggling with mid-range, you know, just stick with it, guys. It's a very difficult fight. I'm not gonna act like I'm the best player. That guy killed me 1,000 fucking times, bro. You know, someone that had well over 1,000 hours in the game before I even played the DLC. Seriously, you know, a lot of hours. This is my first Souls-like. You know, when you first time playing it, you're learning about builds and stats and, you know, combat, and, you know, so I spent a lot of time with this game, and this guy spanked the shit out of me, made it look easy. You know, he killed me much more than the final boss of the DLC, which is why they consider it to be, you know, the hardest boss FromSoft ever made. Midra killed me way more. You know, kind of embarrassing, but it's just true. So just stick with it. The process will work. Trust it. Even if you're doing good, you're probably just getting proc for madness and getting finished off. That's probably what's happening. Either way, guys, so this boss, remember, you're going to get his spell with the head, the frenzied head kind of floating above him that's just shooting frenzied flame everywhere. So super powerful, obviously. Doesn't do as much damage as I thought it would, but it does build up madness. More of a PvP thing. Then Great Sword of Damnation, wholly physical. Now this, unlike the barbed spear we've been using, this is more physical. Still decent holy, but mainly physical. So strength faith, but you do get that nice effect where you'll jump into the air, thrust your sword through somebody's head down to their feet, and then slam it, and the barbs will pop all the way through them. It just annihilates guys in PvP. It's pretty badass. I'm gonna go ahead and bring this up, I guess, so we can show off some stuff here. Probably not gonna use it the rest of the playthrough, but you know, we got the material, so I was able to show off a lot of, you know, DLC weapons. That's what we'd like to do. I think we can still upgrade 2 more weapons, and then we're gonna get 2 Somber 10, so it's not a big deal. So if you guys want to check out that spell, it's pretty cool. My gripe with the madness spells is they're all kind of the same. They're all just kind of doing different variations of Flame of Frenzy. So I just, you know, I find that a bit disappointing, unfortunately. But yeah, obviously it's really cool if you guys want to look into that. So from here, we're going to jump on over to the Grand Altar of Dragon Communion. Let's go start the quest line with the Priestess. Now, this quest, guys, can go multiple different ways, so you have a choice to make. I told you guys to hang on to Chile's concoction. It will come much later in the game. That time is now. So what you would do, and hold on, I have this in my notes. Let me pull this up because the rewards are different. So you can either talk to her, do the quest straight up, go up, kill Bayle, come back down and get rewards, or you make her fall asleep with the concoction, kill Bayle, come back down and get different rewards. Because if you do it the normal way, you're completing the mission, she's completing her mission. However, if she falls asleep, she kind of failed her mission for Pseudosax, and she's embarrassed, so it changes. So with Cholier's concoction, use it on Ancient Dragon's Priestess, and we'll get her as a Spirit Ash, which is pretty cool. You'll be able to summon her for bosses. Then you get the Dragon Bolts of Florisax, so she's Florisax, which is a incantation. I think it's better for PvP though. So really good summon and incantation for PvP or doing a quest the right way. We get the Priestess Heart, which is a form of like dragon form. You take all your clothes off. You use it as a consumable, but a permanent version, like a utility item. And it's going to coat you in dragon skin, give you increased resistances, let you run around like a dragon. So that's really cool. It's, dragon form. And then we also get a great hammer that does like ancient dragon lightning on the Ash of War. So that's the way we're going to do for the walkthrough. We're not going to use a concoction, but I'm still going to make sure you guys know how to use it. Then okay, then if you use it on your, I don't know why I put a side note here. So I guess if you use it on yourself, you just die, and then Cholier will sell you another one for 30,000 runes. But I guess if you accidentally use it on yourself, you could replace it. I didn't know that. I guess I found that in my notes. Cool. Either way, guys, so to the ones that want her as a summon and want to get the incantation for PvP, what you would do is change it to Nightfall. Sometimes it takes a few days to do this, just so you know. It doesn't work immediately. But you notice how she has a different stance? Talk, use Chilie's concoction. So we're not making that choice, but like I said, all you would do is you'd use that, she goes to sleep, then you'd still progress the whole area, and then you'd have to come back for the reward. So we're not going to use that. We'll change it to daytime. And we're good to go. Alright, so everything's well and fine. But like I said, sometimes it's just about the choice that you're going to make, guys. Now, I think it's actually going to be more beneficial if we go back to Dragon's Pit Terminus. Because the way to get here, you have to take this path, then cross this bridge, and just kind of climbing a mountain from that point. So I do believe Dragon's Pit Terminus would probably be a lot closer. Where's that at? Yep. So that's what we're going to do. It's actually supposed to have this walkthrough wrapped up by the end of the week. And we're getting close, but I mean, I was doing like 3-4 episodes a day. We're getting to the port of the DLC where things are taking longer, so I've only been doing like 1 episode a day. So bear with me, guys. We're getting there. I'm gonna try to pump more episodes out tomorrow while I'm here all day, while I'm off. But towards the DLC, the note taking, just me double checking stuff. It's been a little bit more tedious than I previously thought it would be. Because we're getting to the end, and I did the base game and the DLC at the same time, so I'm like, I don't want to make any mistakes now. So I just, episodes have slowed because I want to do a good job. But we're gonna get to it. After this episode, it's pretty much smooth sailing anyways. We'll be able to get through it a lot easier. But like this episode's got a lot of detail that has to go into it. So like I said, all we're gonna do is stick to the very far left-hand side. When we went up here originally, we had to go that way for, Char's Hidden Grave and the Dragon Communion. So all we're going to do now is we're working towards that bridge. You can't really miss it. And as far as markers, you don't need any. There's one path forward, guys. You do get a lot of cool stuff if you're trying to do like a Dragon Communion build, which I don't really think's the best because it's only meant to kill dragons, So as far as regular enemies, it's not going to offer you much benefits. Now, this is another zone where there's not much here, but there is some really good stuff. Whatever is here is really good, like Scatter Shrew Fragments, Ancient Dragon Smith and Stones, Ancient Somber Dragon Smith and Stones. We get to solve a painting to get another form of dragon form. There's 2. So, there's a few things going on. Now, before you take that Spirit Spring up, we do have a lot of undead guys here, so look at that. Oh, he's doing good. And it's not sacred, so he's still got to, smack him a bit. See if we can get our Ash of War off. Super powerful. No, he won't even survive. I was wondering if their shield was any different, or any of their dropped weapons from the base game, but it's just not. Hey, get me up there. Oh, cool, great save. Now you got your big boy. Big boy don't play. Y'all remember that. Dude hits like a truck, got a lot of health. Lot of health. Again, this got the Claymore moveset too, guys. Stop it. That's the other good thing about it, is the charged heavies and thrust. So you're like in tight places, like how storms are, you're working upstairs and stuff like that. It's super good for that. Alright guys, Greater Potentate's Cookbook. That should be for your Ancient Lightning. Yeah, Red Lightning Pot. For everyone that doesn't know the difference, the Red Lightning is like the dragon, the Ancient Dragon Lightning. That's why it's so much stronger. Then you just have regular lightning, which is yellow. Like I said, just because some of us have probably spent a lot of time in the game. For a newer player following this walkthrough on a first time playthrough, I think it takes a while. If it's your first Souls game, it'll take multiple playthroughs to actually understand everything. You know what I mean? As far as like build types, how different statuses and builds work. It takes a bit. So even though we're 100 hours in, I'll still mention stuff like that. Plus, what else is there to talk about? We're just slowly going up a long ass trail up a mountain. And it's one of the coolest reasons. It just happens to be short. All we're really doing is working our way to Bayle. A couple items to get, one NPC quest along the way, but essentially that's it, guys. Super confusing route. We got that going for us. Super confusing route. I mean, it's kind of straightforward, but there are some, some changes to try and go through. So when you move forward here, you're gonna see a few dragons fighting each other. You can just let them have it out if you want. There's actually 2 dragon fights. One will kill the other, then we'll kill him. Or you can go in and try to fight them both if you want. So while they fight, we're just gonna kind of go around and make sure we got everything. Alright, let's go on to the left. I forgot to check that in my notes, I want to be sure. Yeah, we're just really biding our time to make the fight easier. Obviously, the main boss is going to wipe the other dude off pretty easily. Is that what it was? It was just crafting over here? Okay. That's it. The other items are up the main road, sure, but there's not much here. But I did want to double check while these guys are killing each other. You gotta remember, we also could go in here with our, our dragon katana. Which one's the boss? You? Are you the boss? Yeah, he's the boss. Oh god, that's some damage there. Oh, that thrust might not be the best idea for this fight. Yeah, see, we're not good. It might not be the weapon. That's okay. Why won't you just change weapons, brother? Kind of pissed me off, if I'm being honest. Sitting here tapping weapon change, tapping weapon change, tapping weapon change, tapping weapon change. Like, that shit kind of pissed me off, if I'm being honest. I hate when shit don't work properly. I just have a pet peeve for it. Or like when the game introduces you mechanics and then they don't work. For whatever reason, like they're just not working. That shit, that will piss me off bad. That's my problem with Black Myth when I was playing that game. The game introduces a few mechanics and you try it, and it's like not working. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Actually, a really easy fight. The next fight, that's some really hard shit. This typically ain't that bad though. Come on. We'll help your boy get murdered. Come on, Mimic. Right in the old mule. Yep, I knew we were gonna get hit. But it's worth it. The other dragon still helping us? Ooh, underneath doesn't do that bad, does it? Look. That's all. This fight's really not that bad. It's hectic because there's two of them, you know? But it's not that bad, if I'm being honest. Does do a lot of fucking damage. That's why we got our Dragon Hunter katana. Oh, Jesus. Jesus! You're done. You're done. Thank you. So there's the actual boss. Now Mr. Nobody's wanting to give us all this bullshit. Come on, Egon. You could help out now. So the NPC quest I was talking about was obviously Egon. Like I was like screaming at you at the start of the DLC where I was like, hey, turn down your headphones, it's gonna get brutal. I'm not even worried about getting on torrent. We're just going straight up. So we've already cleared everything on the right and the left. Like I said, it's only crafting shit. Did we get our runes? We did. Okay. They weren't worth as much as I thought. So he's injured. He's going to give you a quest item here. It's going to allow you to summon him for Bayle's fight. Now I know some people are like, oh, I don't care. I don't need summons. It's part of the quest. You don't summon him, you're probably not going to get a shit. So get better. This whole quest is revolved around this. So Egon's Furled Finger, and you don't even need to use it. You just go in the boss fight to the left as a summon sign for him. But without that in your inventory, you won't be able to summon him. Now, once you do summon him, you guys go in. You fight the boss. Then after you can come on over here, get his badass great bow. He has special dragon killing arrows as bell bearings, so you can buy more of those arrows. And then you're gonna get his armor set. But you've got to summon him. Like I said, even if you're someone like I don't do summons, well, then you're not gonna get all the items. You know, that's the end of the fucking day. We're all impressed. You don't need summons, but if you want the fucking items, you better summon. This is how it is. And if you don't like that, don't go play any of the other Dark Souls games. It's kind of everywhere. You know, something they've always done. Some are related to quest lines. I'll probably just keep on Dragon Hunter Katana. That's what we're using for Bayle. This weapon was meant for the fight with Bayle. That's what it's meant for. You know, that's why we maxed it out right when we got it. Because it's just a solid tool for fighting dragons. Watch out for your boulder. You have plenty of areas to kind of tuck off. Thank you. Upgrade. I think it puts us to 1. Yeah. We have 3 upgrades left. They'll be, they're coming. This is the hard one. This is very, very difficult. This is an ancient dragon, but this guy's built different, man. He's like the ones from Pharaoh. You know, he's really got the crazy lightning and everything else. You know, ancient dragons hate Bayle. He's like a tainted bloodline, you know. They all serve Pseudosax. I guess this one, when they were having the battle, he just kind of got stuck here. That's why he's here. We were like, wait, I thought they were Bayle's enemies. Why is he here? Well, he's here because he got stuck during the battle. Jump back. The same fight as always, just super fucking beefed up, man. Super beefed up. Much more than normal. Look at that, we did like 20% of his health and somehow that felt like a win. Because this guy's fucking tough, man. A lot of people consider this to be the hardest enemy in the DLC. Like hard, he's one of them. You know, he's really one of them. I think it's just really because of his damage output, you know, more than anything else. Damage output. Oh my god, we're sitting here using shit that we don't even need, guys. Like this. Like this. So, we got blocking. We still need weight. Well, put on my other shit. We're still going to want our spells boosted, if not for now, for later. And plus, one of our spells works really good. If you follow the base game walkthrough, you already know probably what I'm going to talk about. None of that's really going to benefit us. That will. Alright, let's get to it. Another time looking, y'all. Okay, we're actually looking good on time. Deflect Hard Cheer is not going to help us out here. But Stone Barb should. Try to run away. Remember, like, after he throws that out, it's gonna have like a delayed burst that comes. So anytime you see the lightning, you just get ready for it. I just want my souls. Yeah, you can learn to dodge through that. It doesn't do any damage, but still, it is inconvenient getting pushed back all the damn time. Yeah, my timing was shit on that one. I've never staggered one of these guys. I've heard people say that, you know, they have staggered them. I've never, you know, been able to get that off personally. To run back behind his tail, you're usually okay. And we actually about got him here. Oh, nope, we're dead. Fuck. Celebrated too early. We did. We almost had him. That's all you're doing. Just spam the Ash of War. It's what it's meant for. Typically, I always tell people, don't spam Ashes of War. Get better at the combat. Get better at the game. But when it comes to dragons, this is a tool used to kill dragons, right? We're going to use it as such. I mean, you have your other stuff too, guys. I've never even used these, but they're here. Like all that stuff you got, Grand Altar of Dragon Communion. Like these things. I've never used them. Let's see. Let's see what it does. Not that impressive, is it? Blade Lightning. Watch that stamina. Okay. Alright, well, noggin. Yeah, I've heard so many players say, oh, you can stagger these. I've never been able to stagger them. Never. Does the flame run behind? Does lightning like that run behind? Yeah, I don't know how people stagger these guys. I know, I've heard so many people say that you can. Oh god, that's why I just sat there and healed, bro. I was like, fuck it. I gotta survive this shit. I'm not dying again. Come on, Dick. Dare you. I don't dare you. I was gonna hit the Ash of War, but I'm like, if I go up in the air, he smacks me, I'm dead. I might as well just see if I can smack him real quick. You know what I mean? So either way, you get one of each of your final upgrade match from him. We got our Scatter Tree Fragment. The only other thing that should be left is you got a little bit of crafting and then our painting. A couple, you know, there's little things along the way. So your painting is the last thing of real substance. So when we get up top and we're getting, you know, a lot closer, like Bayle's right here, you know, we're just kind of sorting our way up. So as we get really close to that fight, we can pretty much just branch off for our painting. Get you guys dragon form. I will say Bayle is probably the coolest dragon fight I've ever seen in a game. And I don't want people, oh, what about Madir? Madir was fucking awesome until Bayle happened. you know, until bayle happened. It was the best dragon fight, not even close. But, and I know there's a little bit of nostalgia there for a lot of people, you know, Dark Souls 3 fan base, and I love it too, you know. At that time, and even up until this game, it was hands down the best. But bayle outdoes it, you know, and very, very much so. It's very animated. Bayle has, like, his wings are gone and limbs are gone, and he has lightning that replaces it. So his wings made of lightning. He's flying around the arena. It's super cool. Super cool. So if you get lost, all you're trying to do, guys, just follow the corpses. Now, we do want to stick to the far right. So don't take that. Oh. Or was it we take it? Okay. So one path is going to lead to the bayle, and then the other path leads to the painting, and we got to follow the right. It's either we take it and stick to the right, or we don't take it and stick to the right. There's bayle's over there to the left. It should be sitting right on top of this. Oh, you son of a bitch. There it is. Yeah, I told you, we're sitting right on top of it. So there's the painting. We just died from a stupid drop. I couldn't remember if it's at the bottom layer or the top, so you do take that up. Or maybe you don't. Because that was lower down. Alright. We'll get it, guys. Just try to ignore... Yeah, you do have to deal with this the entirety of the time, which is kind of shitty. But we're going to try to ignore the spirit spring. No, okay. So it is on the lower legs, but you do have to actually take it up. Alright. Yeah, I guess I should have wrote that down. I couldn't remember. We just dropped in the wrong spot. Yeah, that's way down there. Yeah, we're about there. He's right here. We just gotta find a better way to drop down. There we go. Again, we should be on. It's right here. Yeah. Alright, so I mean, I can pull up the map. It doesn't do any good because fucking look at it. But all you do is follow up the dead dragons. There's only one spirit spring here. You're gonna take that up, follow it around to the right, and you know, drop off right there. And that one rock kind of comes to a point. It looks very unique, so it shouldn't be too bad. But either way, guys, that's gonna get your dragon form rock heart, and then you're gonna get the heart from the dragon lady too. So there's two forms of, you know, dragon form in the game. Two variants of dragon form in the game. That being one of them. So like I said, it does boost your resistances, which is kind of cool. I believe we might have to backtrack to get... Yeah, that's what we do from here. So we backtrack. Take this. Now we're just stick to the left-hand side, y'all. That's it. Well, once we get to that same point. Not now. You know, don't drop down the fucking hole. But since you get to the same point where we drop, see how this sticks out? That's what I said. It's really unique. That's where the painting is. But it is kind of... When you can't put a marker for... And there's like so many levels and layers here. You can't put a marker because everything looks the same. I do want to make sure everyone finds it, but I don't think it's that bad. All in all. Lot of dead dragons. Lot of dead dragons. Thank you. And right now we're really just winding our way up, so. Or, you know, like that item you had to go out of the way for and then backtrack. But there's only one real way to go. It just kind of snakes around a bit. Alright, so like I said, as soon as we get in here, we're going to run on into the left and summon your boy, Egon. And we're also going to summon Mimic. So me and Mimic both using Dragon Hunter katanas. I forget what Egon uses. I mean, he has his bow using like Dragon Communion arrows. So everything's meant to target dragons and target their weaknesses. It's all about having Gravelstone. With that being said, bayle is a enormous dragon. This is very reminiscent of Lasudasax, right? Really big guy. So he's kind of blow out fire. His breath is almost like lightning and fire too at the same time. It's really wild. So a lot of lightning AoEs. He's gonna try to smack at you, try to bite at you. You know, that's phase one. Eventually he'll start flying around the arena in a big circle. I told you, it's really cool, really animated. But when he does this, he can just come at you like a fucking madman. There's gonna be lightning everywhere. So just really target him. Stone barb. You have plenty of help in this fight. It's really not that bad. Just, you know, block, dodge. These are the things that you want to really pay attention to. Fuck yeah, Egon. We didn't get close enough. Alright. So once you hear that, you need to turn around. There's Egon. Like I said, you don't have to use the thing. Oh, wrong button, wrong button. Shit. Yep, there's his bite.
I hereby
Hurry up. Hurry up. Heal. Yep, big waves. Like I said, it's a lot about dodging and blocking if you can. We see his limbs are all fucked up, so he's gonna have like lightning limbs. Big swipe. I thought we were behind him. Try to panic real quick. Do decent damage. He's wild boy, man. Wild boy. Even though he's like nubs, he's got a lot of distance. Keep feeling to it, guys. Keep feeling to it. Dodging's your best friend here. You can definitely stagger. Like, that was a really clean hit. Remember, usually I tell you not to just spam after 4, but this is a tool for dragons. This is exactly how you want to use it. I cannot believe bro has not staggered yet. This is a really, multi-hit. He's going to fly at you. That's what I was telling you about. Hey, man. Yeah, very animated. Very, very fucking dangerous fight. Go to it. There's this wind, that cool. What? Dear my fucking ass, bro. Seriously, look at this shit. It gets fucking hectic though. There's no way you have not been fucking staggered. And there's Bill. First try. In fact, I'm not saying I never died to Bill. I don't remember ever dying to Bill. You know, to me, it's less of a challenging boss fight and just more of a story event. Doing your quest with Egon. You know, you're coming here with Egon, with Dragon, Gravel, and everything, or, you know, Gravelstone and everything. You and Mimic both have Gravelstone. I guess if you're not playing to your strengths and you're not upgrading this weapon to +10, you're not using Mimic with both of you guys with the Dragon Hunter, Great Katana. Obviously, you can make it harder than need be, but this has never been a fight for me where I've really got killed. Like I said, you can get caught, but you also notice when we did this, there's, you know, I saved it for last, right? So this is the last thing we did before we pushed towards the end of the game. So our Scatter Tree fragment level's at 17. If you come here at level 10, you're going to take more damage and probably get one-shotted. But I just think we picked a really good time to come, and that also has a lot to do with it. But I don't practice any boss fight before we do a walkthrough series. Even the final boss of the DLC. Nope. I do one playthrough, I go through, I take notes and everything, then I do a second to do all of our episodes. That's it. So if we can come in and beat a boss first try, I'm not going to consider them super hard. Especially when we don't practice. You know what I'm saying? So it's more of a gimmick fight. Even though it's very challenging, it's still somewhat of a gimmick fight in my opinion, because you got two guys, everybody's got shit that can target this guy's weaknesses, right? So something to keep in mind. Either way, you don't technically get a remembrance for Bayle. What you do, it just works different. You're not going to go to the round table hold. So now that we have that, we're going to make a few stops before we wrap up. So Foot of Jagged Peak, we have to go back to Egon's body to get your rewards from him. If you summoned him, if you did not, you know, tough luck. Now remember, it's like right past this dragon fight. I can't believe how smooth this episode was. Midra first try, which Midra can be a fucking nightmare, to be honest. Bayle first try, once again, I've never struggled with them, but a lot of people have, you know, and the fight does look crazy. You can get caught and killed. But getting both those guys first try, just, you know, the Ancient Dragon giving us more deaths than everybody, I feel like, you know, it's been pretty smooth. Not bad, right? Now, once you get your rewards from Egon, we're going to jump back to Grand Altar of Dragon Communion. It's crazy. The Castle Waterway over here This gave us more trouble than fighting Madeir. I'm not Madeir, but Bayle and Midra. That's crazy because the little bug dudes. I think they give us more shit. It's wild. So she's gonna be gone if you did the quest the right way. Priestess Heart, Flowerstone Gravel. So at this time you have two forms of dragon. Dragon form, and that's why I said, we'll always let you know the choices, and you guys decide which rewards you want. But I do ways for walk through a planet to get the most items or the best items in my general opinion. So you have both forms of dragon form. You have the Priestess Heart, so it turns human frame into ancient dragon and boosts dragon cult incantations, extremely powerful. Then aside that, we're going to have right down here Rock Heart. Turns human frame into ancient dragon and boosts dragon community incantation. So it's the same thing, it's just two different forms. I do believe hers is more powerful. Just a better version. So if you wanted to put her to sleep, you would miss this, and that's just kind of like a backup for you to still have dragon form. But we got both. Then we got Egon's Great Bow, which is a basic weapon, but it does have Egon's Drake Hunt, super powerful. 100 critical, range 50. It's all pretty basic here, physical, but you can change the affinities on this. We got our Somber Stones. And then you got the Flowerstone Gavel. So you're getting all physical, does skill with Arcane, Dex, and Strength. I think Strength Arcane is what it leads to, but you only need 15 Arcane, so most people could use it. Then the Astrovore's Flower Dragon Bolt. So you just hold the hammer in the air, the gavel in the air, and then lightning will kind of rain down. But that wraps everything up. Now, as far as his remembrance, like I said, it's technically not a remembrance, but it is. It just works differently. So if you go over here to the fog, you can only get one of these items per playthrough, so you have to make a choice, right? It takes 2 playthroughs to get both of these. So you have 2 incantations, Bayle's Tyranny, and then Bayle's Flame Lightning. So Bayle's Tyranny channels Dread Dragon to roar with a Heat Wave Blast, which is what he was doing during the fight. And then Bayle's Flame Lightning channels Dread Dragon to strike with Flame Lightning infused with Talon Bone. I think this one takes the cake, but, they're both hand in hand, very, very, very powerful. So, definitely up to you guys, but you like better. So I'm just going to pick up whatever. I'm not doing an arcane build. Not really going to matter. You know what I mean? But still pretty cool. So that does cover all your rewards. So from here, with everything done, we're going to be jumping on over to Viaduct Minor Tower. And like I said, from this point, guys, we're pushing to the end, right? So we're going to be working on into the ancient ruins of Ra starting next episode. I'm thinking this is probably going to take 2. It doesn't look that big, especially when we did the Madness region, which looks a lot bigger in one episode. There's a lot of layers here. There's a lot going on, a lot of hidden things. And, it just takes a while. So we're probably going to be looking at 2 episodes here and 1 there. So, probably about 3 episodes and we'll be wrapped up. So hopefully you guys are enjoying the series, and we will catch you back here shortly to start working towards the end game.